Yeah, fuck it. Let's go to MOBOs or Rated Awards, innit? Because we're not the only people recognizing artists out here. Their whole award show is dedicated to this. What do we feel was more important in 2020? The Rated Awards or the MOBO Awards?
They're equally as important.
I'll say MOBOs only
Very
because
diplomatic, I feel like.
No, it's not diplomatic. Like if one was more important than the other, I'd say it. But that's just how I feel. Okay. I think they're equally as important.
Do you think they're serving us a bit differently, or?
I think they're in the same realm now.
No.
I think they're in the same realm now.
I was gonna say that, that would have been my argument to that. I kind of think they're merging into the same realm because the Rated Awards already feels a bit tainted.
MOBOs are playing catch up to the Rated Awards in terms of like relevancy and the type of awards that they're giving out, because they gave out awards to personalities.
I think
this year,
but I think Rated Awards are leaning more towards the MOBO flex in terms of they're entrenched in politics and who they want to award now too.
I mean, they were always going to go that way.
But their agenda is growing.
Yeah, because GRM is growing, yeah, and it's a mainstream platform.
Yeah, for sure. But that's a problem. They'll run into problems when they.
But
as people rate them as an award. Excuse the pun. You love it. Like literally,
arrest this guy.
Literally, like it's gonna diminish though, because people will see the bullshit, people will see the politics, and people don't like that.
I hear what you're saying, because I don't understand how Stefflon Don won an award. She won it for best female. I was like, she only put one track out this year, and that was after. She put a track out. That was after the awards.
She won it on what awards? Sorry,
best female.
On what one?
Rated Awards.
Rated.
So that kind of speaks to my point of them growing their agenda and politics.
Okay, what's that?
Yeah, so that didn't really make sense to me. But
so that's what I'm saying. I think there's less of that difference. What is Rated Awards doing? That so I get it in the sense of I think Rated Awards are more modern, more on the touch of what should be done. Mm-hmm. But yet there might be that, but there was also an element of them that was meant to be more authentic and be more in touch with what was actually good and rated by the culture.
I mean, that was the whole reason they existed.
And that's where they're diminishing, and that's dangerous because to me, that's their whole selling point. And that's why I was willing to back them. I see them eroding that. I'm not involved anymore.
But I think that's, and if you're in the industry, there's always going to be politics.
Inevitable.
Involved. Yeah, it's inevitable. Yeah, you can't get away from that.
Yeah, I guess.
I think, and not to disrespect anybody, but I think it's very hard to find authenticity in the industry.
There's always, as you said, there's always no politics.
But hang on, but that's because industry suggests that we're commercializing something, suggests that we're making money. And money and authenticity, as much as I'd argue that actually somewhere deep in there, the formula, authenticity is in there for making money. But on the plain surface of it, you don't need authenticity for money. So why the fuck would we value authenticity? It's an industry. And
especially if you want the quick money.
Exactly. Quick money and we can they're in a position to leverage it and make it high volume. So just keep printing the quick buck.
Yeah.
So then I guess I hate to be that cynical because I really was happy that the Rated Awards existed and began, but now it just seems like a way for us to eat and disproportionately reward people. I mean,
the only thing I like it for now is just to create discussion. I don't really care about the awards too tough or who wins, but it's always interesting to see who wins, and then it just creates conversation.
And it still boosts the culture. Like it's still another award show dedicated to what we're doing.
Yeah.
So there's that element to it.
Do you want to break down the MOBOs at all this year?
Can do. Were there any interesting awards that we thought? Like, I mean,
he won album of the year.
Album was Nines.
Yeah,
well deserved.
Nines album of the year. Heady won best male act.
I'm not gonna lie, I was quite surprised by that Nines won it because I thought Hustle was gonna win it.
Same reason.
Okay,
yeah.
Especially at the MOBOs.
Yeah,
no, but he didn't win it last year either, did he?
Huss.
Or the last time it was on, whatever that was.
I don't think he did.
Didn't he have Stormzy to compete with that year though?
Yeah.
I think the only time, whenever he lost to Stormzy.
No, but he's deserved it both times, in my opinion.
I agree.
There's an argument there.
I agree with that.
You don't both times because you think Nines had the better album this year.
No, I think Mines was my preferred album.
Okay.
I think musically, I wouldn't argue against Hustle's album.
So that was the only one I was surprised by. I think Nines won Male of the Year as well.
Hang on, I thought Heady won Male of the Year.
Heady won best male act.
I know. I just know that Nines won two.
Everyone's got it.
Nines picked up, but you're right though. Nines picked up bare awards, isn't it?
Let me just reel off the relevant ones that we can discuss about. Yeah, best male act was Heady won. Album of the year, Nines, Crabs in a Bucket. Song of the year, Don't Rush, Young T featuring Heady won.
Deserved, I think.
Best newcomer was H. Best hip hop act was Nines. Best grime act was Jeremy.
Why'd you laugh about that?
Because who was nominated for that? Like
Capo Lee,
Manga,
yeah.
I heard Manga did a sick thing.
P Money.
I'm sure P Money did something.
Gets.
Was Gets nominated?
Yeah.
Best producer was J5.
Did he drop this year?
I don't know.
Did he get shot this year?
Gets his own
No, last
singles.
year. Gets dropped the album last year.
No, 2 years ago.
Was
it?
that
No,
Get
but
Gospel too?
I did hear that some of the categories were based off like more than just this year.
Oh.
Yeah,
Is that
they-
because of Corona? Or?
I thought it was just one category because there was best album between 2017
No,
and
because they did
2019.
like an album of the year between
Yeah,
I can't
2017,
remember.
2019.
2017, 2019, and LMA won that.
Yeah. But I thought it was just
That's
that
weird to
category
go back
that
in
included.
time. Actually, that's an interesting segue then. All right.
But there was a few albums in that though.
There's a few.
I think wasn't Stormzy's one in there?
I would imagine so.
in the 70s.
I can't remember the nominations I've heard, but there was a few.
And LMA won it,
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out LMA every time.
I'm gonna say it's interesting that they went back and reviewed the years like that.
It's because they were gone for a while.
Yeah.
You know, for
I didn't
about
realize it was
2
that long
years.
still.
True.
Yeah, so they had to like play catch up, and that's why I'm saying the MOBOs are playing catch up to the Rated Awards in terms of relevancy, and yeah.
But I think they
They're
made a big
still way
stride.
more relevant than the Rated Awards. Sorry, like,
But he means
like,
in
gotta
the culture,
respect
I
it.
think.
And in the culture.
even in the
within the
culture,
culture.
man.
No, I think
Yeah,
Rated
I
took
know
that.
what you're saying.
But
They
I-
still had their misses, and that obviously in terms of people not being nominated, in terms of catering heavily to the American audience, all that kind of shit. But like, still, fam, the music of Black Origin Awards, bro, that's a big deal in comparison
course.
to the Rated Awards.
Yeah. No,
And that's
completely
why I like what
understand.
they've done now, which is tap in within the UK culture a lot more. Like you see the nominees, there's a heavy UK influence in that.
Yeah.
Whereas before you'll see some American acts and you're thinking, why are they even there? They're going to do a video message to take the award. Like,
I mean, there's
now-
always going to be now because it's crazy. Like back in the day, the MOBOs was a big thing, you know, bigger than what it is now.
Yeah,
like
for sure, yeah.
the international acts that would come out, fly out for the awards.
I'm your agent now. I was there.
Oh yeah, we're all the same age. Yeah, man,
I
same
wonder
age.
how much was invested in it to make that even possible.
Mm.
That's crazy startup. Yeah.
And you know what? But it would have been more of a something back then to be invited to a London Awards too. They might have been
Yeah,
willing
it's
to
true.
take the trip just to be recognised as well. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that they didn't need. I'm sure the MOBOs needed to get them over.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they might have been happy to make the trip. Maybe it aligns in my London tour or some bullshit like that. I don't know. Who knows, innit? But I would say that Bola's right. It's the award shows are like the biggest and most prestigious tend to be steeped in tradition and shit.
Yeah.
And at least MOBOs has that. It
Yeah.
has that lineage, and as much as it's not a perfect one, it's there.
It's gonna take a long time for the Rated Awards to be at that
Exactly.
point historically.
Yeah, and I think
But-
I agree. They've led the way in certain aspects, and they've showed the MOBOs how they could improve. But that's just them being a younger award show. I don't think it's necessarily them being better because they're close to the culture and they're showing you we about to fuck this up. And they're
Yeah.
just as good as the MOBOs did.
It's kind of like Man City chatting shit to United, bro. don't
Yeah,
it?
that's
Like,
exactly what it is.
So then
Yeah.
don't you dare them. Just sit there for a decade, 2 decades, and then let me know how you live. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's what needs to happen with the Rated Awards.
But it's also saying, but the Rated Awards is also saying we're coming for you, and you know it.
All right, cool. But we're
I
sitting
don't
in the
know,
Prem
it,
right now.
bro. I actually didn't even watch the Rated Awards.
I watched it. It's better virtually, to be honest.
Was it great in comparison to this year's MOBOs?
Ooh, that's a good
exactly.
one.
Because that's really the question we're asking. We're doing a head-on-head comparison. So, what did you enjoy as an aesthetic visually?
MOBOs, you know.
I like this year's MOBOs as well.
Yeah.
But not a surprise because that's what we're speaking to. The MOBOs is still that award show. Actually.
Yeah, it was.
As much as I really like the Rated Awards and the concept and who's behind it, but then actually they're showing me that they're willing to fumble the bag. I might as well take the MOBOs.
What about what are some awards you'd like to see going forward? Like that aren't
categories?
Yeah, categories.
Is there a best
What
draw?
that doesn't exist.
Oh no, it doesn't exist. Yeah.
I mean, it's like I'd love for them to do that now because they'll probably do it when drill is done and sampled for fun, as opposed to when it's a popping scene, just like how grime worked.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best grime artist when we would tell you who the best grime act was.
Yeah.
But now we don't give a fuck about grime. There's Manga. There's this guy. Who's grime artist of the year?
But do you know what will
They're
fuck up?
taking the fucking piss, bro. React faster than that, please, guys. React faster than
That
that.
is
But do you know
actually
what?
a
Do you know what will
golden
fuck up
point, fam.
this whole? If they did do a best drill, yeah. How can they specify? Because Bear Man are jumping on drill now. So how would you know who to put in?
Oh, you
that
know what?
category?
It's a minefield, and I'm already tired.
Exactly.
I'm tired of the
You see what
arguments
I'm
that
saying?
we already have. You know what? It was spark arguments on this table about what class, what we're gonna.
Do you know what it is?
See what
It
I'm saying?
depends on who's on the voting academy.
No, but I don't. Yeah, no, but I feel like it's a minefield. Honestly, I can. It's gonna.
No,
go
no,
It's
no.
bad.
gonna
I
be-
hear
It's
you.
gonna
No,
go
no.
bad.
But I'm
It's
saying,
gonna go
I'm saying.
There's always going to be a backlash, no matter what.
I hear you, but I think it depends on who's on the voting academy. Like those people that get selected to pick the nominees. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and if you're respected, if you're an actual tastemaker, you will pick the people who have been true to the sound from when they started their careers.
So just
Not those people who are bandwagoners.
just as an example, would you put Tion Wayne in that?
No.
Yeah,
But-
best drill artist. They can't
But
do it.
Tion Wayne's had a lot of
Yeah,
hits.
but he's not a
Artist,
But
drop.
that's
He's
my
not a
point.
drill artist.
That's exactly my point, though. I think they would do something like that.
Yeah, I
They
do. I
probably,
think
they probably would.
I
Yeah,
think
they probably would. And also, like, even like in terms of, is it like, are they going to be the actual real drillers, or it's going to be like not
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, there's that point too. But then also like fucking drill as a genre, and people, you know how people, I watched that, like, shout out to Quad, I watched that roundtable for all the drill producers talking, and they were saying how, you know, drill is pop, and it undoubtedly is. It's massively popular, and the elements are being used in popular music.
You got to be young dropping in drill, fam.
Exactly.
That's
but
wild.
I'd still say that you know what, I don't agree with that take though. The fact that because pop is popular music, it's undefined. People love to say that, but actually pop always does something to the genre that it adopts. As much as pop adopts very different genres,
Softens it.
it always softens it up. It always knows how to put some dead melody in there, some shit vocals that don't speak to the genre. So people love to scream, yo, drill is pop, fam, drill is pop. And yes, I agree, drill is hella popular right now and is being infused into pop.
But it's not drilly drill, though,
No,
is it?
and we could still all sit here and come up with who's a driller and who's made drill pop. You see what I'm saying? For the most part, and I agree, the line in the sand is hard to draw. And we disagree on certain songs. But for the sentiment, we can all agree. We know. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's a point to raise, because I hate this whole Jill is pop.
Yeah.
Shout out
It's
Forrest Gump,
popular,
man, the
bro.
original one.
Yo, I
Every
love
time.
Lowski was a pioneer, bro. Like a driller jumping on like an Afro swing kind of vibe that early. And it's so weird because even the original beat was still very different for him. It wasn't drilly. But whatever he did to it, that pop, I don't know what he...
It's blatant, fam. It's blatant.
Nasty, and it's nasty.
And
bro.
he's still so young as well. He's only 21.
No. This wasn't to shade Lowski, by the way. He had a sick...
No. I'm just saying, like, he's so young and so talented.
Yeah,
He's only 21.
Yeah.
Lowski's super young, you know. I forgot that. It's because young guys come before him. After, I mean, even after him, and so he feels older now. But he's still super young. Yeah, my potential in the game. Sticking on the topic of categories you might want to see in these award shows. Anything else that you guys would consider? Because I think Joe was a decent shout. But.
Yeah, no, drill's a sick shout. And it'd be interesting to see like how they actually do it. But other than that, I think I'd want to see like a alternative category.
Yo,
But like UK alternative, which is actually mad broad.
really, bro, because that's not a genre.
Yeah, but also like in that category,
But it is a scene though.
It's a huge scene.
Definitely a scene.
Quite a vibrant and like lively scene for like people that know about it.
For sure.
But as it's so wide, there's also less quality control.
That's true.
So like with it being an award show, you get like the creme of the crop, really. You know?
And I think then you serve as a nice platform.
Exactly.
And I think that's what they'd all want to claim they do.
Exactly.
But how many of them do? Because
Actually do it.
they're
It's rare.
They're
fam.
busy picking the record label favorites.
because it's all for the P's.
Exactly.
I-
And politics.
I think it's difficult because you guys off mic, you mentioned Kish, right?
Shout out Kish, fantastic every time.
But
bro.
if you put Kish,
2021.
if you put Kish and Lexa Moore, their sounds are different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
no,
That's
but
what we're
then,
speaking to.
as in those two itself, their sounds are different.
Yeah.
So I think it's unfair to bunch all of them together
It's
that
not.
have different sound. You don't think it's
Do you know
unfair?
why it's not? Do you know why it's not unfair? Because there's no award for them right now.
Okay.
There's no visibility, and the alt scene is literally alt over there. And as much as that's kind of the definition of alt, it would be nice to recognize, hey, yo, the niggas over there spitting. Like let's credit them.
Niggas
Like,
over there making great music.
great music.
Great music.
Great projects.
Varied music, and actually will probably likely be the source of what's popping in the next 2 to 3. Because I promise you, the way they've done out this drill shit, how long do you think it's gonna last?
I don't know how long it's gonna
UK
last.
trap, all that stuff. I promise you, the most exciting stuff will come from scenes like that. I bet.
I think for me, Skeppy picks a lot from the alt scene.
As well.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot. Even some of the flows he uses, I see that a lot
He
within
takes
the
a lot
alt
and
scene.
also gives back. Obviously, like he supports them a lot, helps
Yeah.
them out. I think get someone who's actually sorry, this is kind of a segue. He's kind of like starting to
another
follow off that blueprint. So I can't remember who he was working with, but
Shay Lingo.
that's it. He's
Even
working with
Ko-
another
and even-
younger
even
artist,
Koji,
and
earlier.
Koji as well. Yeah, exactly.
He's done that.
So this is the kind of thing that I feel like it goes hand in hand. That you can help each other. You know.
Definitely. I think the old scenes where it's bubbling, that's where you get new sound from, new energy from. Like,
Yeah.
they'll tap
Something
into
different.
something
Yeah.
different.
Gives you new.
Even like Grime too, we had that this conversation on this
Yeah.
pod like a year ago or something, and what them men are doing and how them men are kind of adapting that kind of feel of Grime. And
I just wanted to mention something real quick here. Have you guys been listening to Wise the Producer's like refixes on his YouTube channel?
no, I missed that.
You guys should listen to that. Like
Really?
it just gave me a different feel for grime. Like they did the you know the movement tape here with Skepta and Wiley on it. No,
Yeah,
the
Wiley
movement
vs.
DVD.
Guest.
He did a whole different sound to it.
I think I've seen that one.
I saw that one on Twitter, and then I went on his YouTube page. I just started watching all the other ones as well. I was like, this gave me a different feel.
It's kind of like Quorum, isn't it?
Yeah, it gave me.
Doesn't he kind of Quolo kind of blends like almost like a trap influence into. I feel like he adds. There's like it's grime, but it's grime with more
exactly.
bass and
Yeah, but it's something.
production.
It's something different.
There's an element to
And
it.
the reason, and I don't want to segue too tough into grime yet, but one of the issues that we had is that the old geezers didn't give the artist the opportunity to evolve and try different things. Okay. It's like, stick to the same thing. This is arting. This is what we do. Blah, 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 blah. And then all these old men are walking into obscurity.
Kinda,
do you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like, give us something fresh for the genre.
I think that is a problem though. The old heads do have a grip on grime and what it should be and what it is, and they speak to that. The young people in grime speak to that.
Yeah, kind of. But for someone that actually lived through like the whole grime experience kind of thing.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
people keep.
I don't mean that. But I think it's a bit kind of been overlooked. Like grime wasn't one thing from all the way from the start to the end.
True.
Grime evolved many times.
100%.
So I don't know if that's actually factually true.
I think when we had that fake, that fake, rebirth of grime, that during 2016, 2017,
Even 15 really is.
Even 15 as well, but I think that was just nostalgia, but it didn't give us the opportunity to go to the next level because we're like, this is what it used to be. I like this.
True, but slightly, it will always be nostalgia from now. Like
it doesn't have to be though.
Over weekend, like grime. No, it kind of does.
No, why?
Do you know why? Because same way, see garage right now, yeah, very popular to sample, very very popular to sample. Kind of having a renaissance, if you want to call it that. Is garage alive? Hell no. Will it? Garage is alive in the sense that it exists as a sound and someone can access it whenever they like. But is it alive in the same sense that when it was as a scene in 2000s, the sound of the UK or sound of UK black music, it's never going to be that way again. Same way grime's never going to be that way again. Although we're always consistently going to take from grime, sample grime. There's going to be elements of grime in UK black music forever. But to talk about grime being alive, like it's not one of them spanning genres, unfortunately, bro. It really was a time. There really was a time we'd meet on roofs, we'd do sets, we'd be cramped in spaces.
But you know what? Yeah, I really do like the fact that grime fans are like refusing that and like fighting against it. Like they refuse to accept it.
I fuck with their passion.
I do enjoy that. It's kind of like how like you see
Arsenal fans. Yeah, that's
I'm literally gonna go to that, fam. Like literally Arsenal fans, like
I've seen it.
they have all the expectations. They really believe that like, this is gonna. Like, we're a top club. We are a top club.
This is us.
But
what's real?
But what happened?
Who's Chelsea?
It's peak. But like at the same time, like I don't know. Like if that was lost, then it would really be dead, isn't it? So that's why I don't feel like it's fully dead, but it's not alive either.
It's not alive.
I think everything comes back round, so I think grime will eventually come
it's
back.
Not that it doesn't. Grime exists today. It doesn't not exist today. It's never gonna come back round in that same way.
Do you think grime will be prime time like that?
No.
Not anytime soon, but I think it will. There will be a time when it
that'd be like
back.
15, 20 years.
Yeah, why not?
Okay,
it's possible.
Please wait. I agree, it's fully possible, but you lot aren't forecasting a jungle comeback before then, and that scene is hella strong. So before you guys go and just put them predictions out there, do you wanna give me some justification as to why jungle won't get a swing before garage, or you're just gonna miss out jungle? Like, nah, it weren't my time.
This is why I kind of envy like the jungle, drum and bass, Gary scene.
Calm,
They're so content.
They are calm. And
they enjoy themselves.
But
that's it.
And when Arsenal get relegated, Arsenal fans will be like that, and so will grime fans. I promise you. When like after some time, when they realise it just has to settle in, because they had that grime. Like you said, there was a little fake grime renaissance in 15. I think they've got a semblance of we might be back. Nah. So I think once they're more comfortable, like once Arsenal can't come in 15th, 16th consistently, I think Arsenal TV will be less flames. And I also feel like the TL for angry grime fans will be less flames. But we'll see. Grime fans, let us know. #TTG pod. Are we off? Like, are we on?